Would you please talk about your new book and your target audience? Sure thing. Yeah. So the new book is called "Behold, It Is I." It's a book that focuses on the Eucharist, and I know there are a million Eucharist books out there, but when it was just a couple of years ago. I had a year where uh, I probably had 10 conversations with different people who were either interested, kind of fascinated by the church's teaching on the Eucharist, or Catholics who were really struggling with their faith in the Eucharist. Um, and I sat down and I had the exact same conversation with like these 10 people. And about halfway through it, I thought to myself, there has to be a book out there that takes the scriptural teachings and that takes the fathers of the church and the early church's testimony, and then also looks at Eucharistic miracles all in one book. And, is at an accessible level that, isn't super high level. And, that does it in a sober way. Sometimes I kind of get, I don't know, turned away by some of the Eucharistic miracle books where, they're just like almost over the top about the Eucharistic miracles. I believe in the Eucharistic miracles, but I also think that we need to speak about them in a sober way and only say the things that we can really prove, as opposed to making all of these big claims that aren't really supported. And so I looked for a book like that, and I couldn't find it anywhere. And so I contacted Dr. Stacy Trasancos, and she's the director of the St. Philip Institute, which is the teaching institute, the catechetical institute that is here in the Diocese of Tyler, and she has a doctorate in chemistry. And so I asked her to do the section on the Eucharistic miracles, and then I wrote the section on the Bible and the early fathers. And it's coming out in, I think, October. It's actually on pre-order now. You can buy it on either Amazon or tanbooks.com. Behold, It Is I. And the target audience is really anybody who is interested in the Eucharist. It's not really written for teenagers. It's a level of reading where you got to really be able to sit down and focus. Like, it's not story after joke after story after joke. That's kind of my first book, the Discernment Do's and Don'ts. That was written for teenagers. This one is more for adults, or people who are maybe in college or something of that sort, and focuses on the proofs for the real presence of Christ in the Eucharist. And I think anybody who talks to other people about this, or perhaps who has kind of has some questions about the faith in the Eucharist, or who is just interested in learning more about what the church teaches and why we believe what we believe about the Eucharist, those are really the people that we are targeting with that book. Great question. Thanks, Joan.